everyone. This is Ed, minus Chris. So Chef Chris, we have had a very eventful week to say the least, and at this point in time, we're a little short-handed and overwhelmed. I think we all are, but we're gonna find time to make a companion video to your pickup wine for our, now it's a Saturday night tasting this week. We had a huge party on Thursday night, so we had to delay our Thursday night tasting till Saturday. We're gonna have it here in the barrel room tonight, but for those of you that could not be here, we have this beautiful video for you to watch with your wines. And I thought it would be nice to show you all four wines, as maybe it might entice you to join us in person next time, because you do get 4 wine tastings here in person. Now, we do enjoy doing these videos, and we hate that Chris can't be here, because that is, honestly, it's the funnest part of our week. We usually get to do these earlier in the week, have them filmed, and like I said, this week's been crazy. We're incredibly short-staffed, and the whole world has opened up, and many of you know that there's several businesses, if not most businesses, are struggling to staff. You see people with reduced hours, and obviously reduced workloads because they just can't perform at the level that they need to. And we're suffering from that a bit too. So I urge everyone, when they do plan to be at ONS, please make reservations, because I hate for people, we have people that drove 2 hours yesterday to come see us, and we couldn't get them in. And I hate that. You know, I don't want that for people. We want to take care of everyone. We had every table full and double sat, and it's just been it's been an adventure in my 30 years of the restaurant industry. I've never seen anything like this. Finding people that want to work is a real challenge, and until that changes, we're just going to have to roll with the punches, and just our staff's it's really thin and it's really exhausting, but we're trying to hold it all together here. And you know, thank God for one. That's all I got to say. So anyway, so it's been a little bit crazy, and we're really excited. We have a great turnout tonight. I think we have at least 30 people down here tonight in the barrel room. And you know, the challenges of doing this in the actual restaurant, it gets loud. It's hard for people to hear. We've tried using PA systems, and it's a little bit loud it's downright disturbing to the rest of the guests who are trying to dine. So maybe this is the next evolution of our tasting. Maybe we do it down the barrel room, see how that goes. This will be certainly our first time doing it, and we'll see how it goes. And I hope you enjoy this video at home, but we'd love to also see you here at some point. So let's taste some wine. Now, you will not have the privilege of Chef Chris's input, but I will try to guide you solo through the tasting. Now, I do like wine, and I do drink wine. I do select these wines, so I do have a pretty strong opinion on all these. And in my opinion, they're all delicious in their own right. So we have quite an eclectic collection today, and we are going through with whites, rosés, and a couple of reds, because you know what? We need to try all the things, and it's important. So this will be in your pickup pack, okay? This is gonna be, for those of you doing it virtually, we have a beauty for you. Milano is, well, they're a Barolo producer. If that doesn't tell you the quality of wines that they have, then you just don't know enough about wine, because Barolo is often, Chris and I will say that, you know, depending on the day of the week, Barolo is our favorite one. And, you know, the Langhe region produces so many great wines, not just, you know, the hallowed grounds of Barolo and Roero. They do have wonderful other things other than those classic Nebbiolos. So here we have Arnis, and this has been something that's really been a hit for us when we hand sell it. I mean, meaning like, here, drink this. Oh, I love this. But it hasn't been a big seller in terms of people identifying it on a menu and go, ooh, I want to have some of that. So my goal here is to make you more and more comfortable with these varietals so that you will order them instead of just, ordering your Chardonnay or your Sauvignon Blanc, which are great, don't get me wrong. But sometimes, support a restaurant or a wine shop that are really trying to give you some different varietals because, there's too much out there to not enjoy. So let's enjoy this. Absolutely beautiful, laser on the nose, all kinds of fruit. And, I'm always reluctant to tell you what I smell and taste because I don't really want to manipulate your opinions and what you smell and taste. But I can tell you this, there's a lot of fruit. And in addition to that, beautiful acidity here, minerality, wonderful. Now, this area was once under the ocean, so it has very sandy soil, and that really comes through in this wine, I believe. The salinity, the almost the limestoney, if you think about those shells breaking down into the sand, and those nutrients, those minerals being transferred through the vine to the grape, I think it is a beautiful expression of what white grapes can be in this region, which is famous for great reds. This would, a lot of people might not jokingly, but tongue-in-cheek call this white Barolo because it is the white grape of the area. And I would agree, it is certainly worthy of being held at that high regard because this is a serious white wine, and I believe you can do so much with it. Cheeses, risottos, like light risottos, certainly seafood, veal, chicken, pork. Just think white on white for this, for sure. Would be even better with some white truffles, of course, but since we don't have those today, we're just going to be drinking some wine. And I'm going to probably regret for saying this, but I've got to tell you, I get so much pear and lemon pith on this. It is a delight. It just entices me to drink more. Beautiful acidity here. Mouth-watering. I think this is a real treat. You could certainly treat this as a standalone wine to drink, but I think it would also benefit greatly with food. The acidity is pretty assertive. It was an acid plus for sure, and that might require a little bit of fattiness or starchiness with it. Anyway, you can't go wrong with it or without it as far as food goes. But Italian food would be ideal for it. So we'll see what Chef Chris has in store for you, but I'm telling you what, that's delicious. I don't even know why I'm putting a cork in it. I don't know who I'm kidding. I'm gonna drink more of that. All right. So this is a famous rosé note. I also want to make light of, we've got a 2020 and we got a 2020. And so the significance of that is these are very fresh wines and they're ready to drink now. This could age certainly, but there is something kind of zesty and spunky about them on the first year of release that I always recommend you try, and then enjoy it again. For a different reason, they become a little bit more rounded, and they also kind of, they marry a little bit better. The flavors tend to spike a little bit, which is exciting. I do like that. And when we're talking about rosés, generally speaking, we want to drink them within the same year of production. And, there's more serious ones 2 or 3 years after production. So, but it's always exciting this time of year when we get all the releases of those famous wineries that we love, and boy, they sell out quickly, so we're lucky to get hold of what we do. This is the Dmz Rose, and this is, like I said, this is from South Africa, not probably where you expected. You're probably thinking, oh, Well, it must be Provence. And yes, Provence is the most famous rosé winemaking region in the world, but it's not the only, for sure. And so when we're talking about this particular rosé, which, again, the nose on this, it's very typical, very floral, fruity, enticing, beautiful color. And we're talking about traditional French varietals here: Syrah, Mourvedre, Grenache, Cinsault, probably one or two other little things, but we're talking about 20%, 15% of these varietals, and married just perfectly. What a nice treat. Wow. So we have something it's fresh, but it also has a bit of density to it. What I really like about this, that acidity that is in here, it's very integrated. So it's not showing its acidity, meaning it's not sitting on top of your tongue, so to speak, but it is there, but it's hidden very well. So this would be an easy front porch sipper. You have notes of what I would say orange and tangerine, strawberry, just a really pretty wine. Every year this delivers. This is kind of I don't know if I'll call it a cult classic, but it is very popular. It's been very popular in the restaurant world, and we always enjoy serving it when we can get it, and it sells out quickly. Incredibly clean wine. It's almost criminal how easy this is to drink. And let's see what we got. I believe it's right around 13%, if I'm not mistaken. Let me poke my head in here and use my specs. Sure enough, 13%. That's a lot of alcohol for a rosé, and you don't even know you're drinking. It's scary delicious. Gosh, these are good wines. I always get excited about this. Even though I've tasted them, I taste them in a totally different format than when I'm tasting them to talk about. And so I'm using like a different part of my brain when I'm sitting down with salesmen, distributors, etc., in front of me, and they're it's a little different interaction. I guess I'm a little bit more on guard and skeptical. I'm really trying to look through the sales pitch and down into the wine glass and not be persuaded by salesmanship, and more about letting the wine tell me what's in there. And so it's nice when I can come back to these wines after I've analyzed them, decided that I want to serve them, I order them, and then when I come back to them this time, when Chris and I are tasting, it's more of an enjoying the wine as a consumer. So now I've kind of let my guard down, as making sure that I am the liaison between the wine and you. So I'm protecting your palate. And so when I let something through, now I can, hey, it's part of our wine family and we can enjoy it. And now I can enjoy it without being so critical, which I'm very critical when I'm first tasting wines. So here we go. This is a classic Corsican Red. And, you're like, well, how many Corsican Reds are there? Well, Corsica, if you don't know, little island, is technically France now. But it's been all kinds of things. It was actually Italy. It was under Islamic rule for a couple hundred years. There wasn't any winemaking then, but there's been so many cultures that have had control of this island. But through the years, the winemaking has survived and thrived. And there's a lot of back and forth about did certain grapes come from this island before it went to mainland Italy, or vice versa? This grape is often, Nolicchio is the grape here. It's about 50%, and then we've got some Syrah added to it. But that grape is often considered indigenous to this island. It's also been said that it's Sangiovese in a little bit different form. There's debates for that, but I'm not really here to fight that fight. I'm here to taste and enjoy this wine, and that's what's really important. And beautiful nose here. This is actually a very fresh wine. We're at 2018, so it's about 2.5 years old now. Oh, it's just wonderful. It's still very vibrant in the glass. I don't know if the lighting's that great down here, but it does have a vibrant red to it. And we do like our colors of our wine. At least I do. Wow, absolutely delicious. So this does taste much like you would expect an Italian red, that medium weight, not overbearing, but intensely flavorful. And that's why I think I lean to Italian wines so much. They're not as heavy or dense as California. And so for me, this is the kind of red that pairs great with food and also with warmer weather. You know, you're talking about very Mediterranean climates where these grapes are grown. So it only makes sense that these wines would be, you know, they're gonna design wines, they're gonna make wines that fits their lifestyle. And these kind of reds certainly do. I can imagine how nice it must be sitting, looking over a beautiful blue ocean, drinking this wine on a hot day. It must be wonderful. I can only dream right now. Wonderful integrated tannins here. They're very subtle, mouth-watering. It's just wonderful. This would make food so good. And I could see putting this with just about anything. I even think this would work great with tuna and salmon because it does have some Pinot-like textures to them, being a little bit lighter, but serious enough, certainly serious enough to go up with against a steak, or even maybe an ossobuco would be wonderful too. Wow. And that's why I bought a bunch of this wine. It is delicious, and I hope that people get to try that and enjoy it. It is a wonderful thing. Noluccio, what a cool grape. Don't see a lot of it except for in Corsica. I think it accounts for probably more than 2/3 or 3/4 of their wine production is that grape. So it's a pretty big deal for them. And that's why you got to learn and explore all these places in the world. There's grapes out there that are delicious that we're just, you know, we're not seeking them out. We're just settling for our usual 20 grapes when there's thousands of varietals out there. I'm not saying they're all great, but I can tell you this, that is freaking delicious. Okay, so let's move on to our last wine. This wine will be in your carry home. So kind of teased you with the two that you're missing. And of course, anybody that is here tonight can always go back and watch this video because they did try them and enjoy it as well. So here we go. This is from Parducci. This is their True Grit Cab. And this is, you know, kind of that typical California, you know, kind of a dense, as you can see, we got some beautiful color. Fruit's wonderful on this. This is the oldest winery in Mendocino. They've bought their first land. They came over from Italy. I can't remember which area they were in. I want to say it was Tuscan. I think it was a Tuscan family, but don't quote me on that. But regardless, an Italian family, they come over and they plant, they start planting in 21, that's 1921, 100 years ago. Their winery first opened in the early 1930s. And wow, Mendocino has been such a hot little area for us here lately, as these Napa and Sonoma producers are kind of spilling over there and buying up land because they're starting to realize that they can have Napa and Mendocino grapes and blend them together and save a lot of money on their Napa juice. But these guys have always been in Mendocino and family owned and operated the entirety of the time. And it is, they have been just recently purchased by an investing group, but I'm pretty sure they're just investors. I don't know that they would actually be in the winemaking part of the world of the business. So, not that it's going to affect us one bit, because with consistency and reputation that Parducci has, I don't think they're going to go away or change. So this is, wow. Obviously this is going to be a big step up from the Doncello. This is going to be more robust. But I will say this, as far as California cabs go, this is not going to smash your palate. This is not going to be over the top. It's not a vanilla bomb. Although there are spices, there's certainly tannins, but they're very integrated. I don't find them to be abrasive at all. Beautiful, beautiful fruit profile. There it is. Beautiful pop of acidity. That's what I was looking for. I missed it on the first sip. My mouth just started watering. And those tannins that are very subtle are now starting to build on my lips, on the inside of my lip, on the back of my teeth. Really brilliant. I think this is a beautiful expression of what cab could be. And it's at a fraction of what you would pay for Napa. I mean, Mendocino gives so much value. And don't get me wrong, these aren't going to be as dense as Napa, but these wines are delicious, and they're particularly at summertime. When you want to drink cab, you got to be careful because they can be way too heavy for the weather. And this is the kind of cab that I think fits into our lifestyle when it's in the 90s here in the South. And I think this is something that you should enjoy, and I think you will enjoy it once you give it a shot. The fruit is phenomenal. Wow, that is beautiful. I think that's gonna make a lot of people happy. Well, we sure did miss Chris. I know it's not the same without him, but I do appreciate you listening to me ramble on about these wines. You know, that's kind of what I do for a living, and I can't do it without you guys. So I appreciate all your support, particularly through the roughest of times over the last year and a half. And we are still going through growing pains, and just I appreciate all your patience with us trying to make things work in a world that just seems like you're constantly going uphill against stream with the wind blowing in your face. And yeah, it's a challenge, but we feel like we're up to the challenge, but we do appreciate your patience and understanding as we try to maneuver these landmines and this obstacle course we call life and distribution. So anyway, thanks again. Always a pleasure. Look forward to seeing your smiling faces soon, and I hope you have a great weekend. Take care.